now this is a home for me to live in with my fiance who's moving here in November, and I'm looking forward to that.
I'm going to tell you how to turn hard times into calm strength. Acceptance is how you solve problems. Acceptance is a superpower. It's not giving up or giving in. It's not weak. It's extraordinary calm strength. When you tap into acceptance, you tap into something much greater. I'll get to that. Acceptance supplants excess potential, which is worry without action that causes frenetic anxiety. You know what that feels like, wired and tired. Acceptance is a practice that brings you clarity and love right now by stopping the old story. Last winter, I made a film about how I had to sell my house and lessons I learned going through a process of basically failing to create my long-term dream life and business by running small, cozy luxury retreats here at this ranch in Montana. Making that film was helpful in processing the decision to sell. A big shift takes a while to settle. It's tempting to think you make a decision and the past fades like a dusty road in the rearview mirror, or you do a plant medicine ceremony, forever healed, or one of those crash diets is good for you, or one particular exercise will fix your back pain forever. Truth is, progress in life comes from micro devotions, and divinity is acceptance. Divinity is acceptance. God is acceptance. This came to me on a hike. Great nature has a way of reminding you who she is.
It's just about exactly a year ago, I put my house at the bottom of the trail on the market because I failed to get the permits that I needed to operate my small retreats at my property, which was basically a lifelong dream. And so I've made the decision to continue to live here. I took the house off the market, pulled the sign out of the dirt, and I'm gonna get my hands in the dirt and improve the property. And most importantly, my fiance is gonna move here in November, and we will have a real home. It'll be our first chapter. I don't know if we'll stay here forever. That really depends on how my other projects go. But one of the things that I've been lacking is stability. Am I leaving? Am I staying? Is it gonna work out? Is it gonna not work out? And now I know what I'm doing, and I know that I have so much potential in my soul alignment work, in my other entrepreneurial endeavors, and it feels settling, and I'm bringing an energy of an excitement and gratitude into this next phase where I improve my place, I live with my fiance, and we have a real home together here in Montana.
Think about it. Why and when do people find God? People find God when they need to accept circumstances that are beyond their control. When faced with their own preconceptions regarding their limitations, people find God through prayer. They ask for help expanding. Prayer is expansion framed as a request. By asking for something impossible, it becomes feasible. Last year when I made the film telling the world, or the 894 people who watched the film on YouTube, that I had to sell my house, it was about creating for the sake of creating and closing the circle, since I'd made films about the progress of the project. I wanted to show up, not as a victim, but as the growth I made through the process. Telling the story helped me accept the circumstances. Telling the story brought me closer to divinity, acceptance, a place from which I could see clearly and act wisely. By asking yourself a simple question, what would I do in this situation if I were choosing to know myself as loved, intelligent, and empowered, everything changes for the better, not just once in a crisis. Seeing yourself for who you really are is a practice. It's ironic that we seek to avoid repetition when life is inherently repetitive. Nature is cyclical. Your aversion to practice is ironically attachment to repeating a pattern that's controlling you. If you don't choose your patterns, patterns choose you. Accept that making any kind of change takes time. Know yourself as loved, intelligent, and empowered. And all of a sudden, you're taking one step at a time. Instead of shaking your head looking up at a peak, you're already convinced you won't reach. For a while, I was looping through a list of questions about mistakes I may have made while trying to sell the ranch, and wasting time repeating the rhetorical question, should I have even bought this place at all? The answer to those spinning questions is a better question. What would I do right now if I were choosing to know myself as loved, intelligent, and empowered? Yesterday, I took down the for sale sign. My fiance, moving to Montana in 2 months. I want us to have stability. Now is not a good time to sell a house, and rushing real estate is a mistake I've made before. I know better now. I want to focus on all the opportunities that do exist. I rented out a section of the house to a friend for a year. He moved in a couple weeks ago, right before I left for a teaching tour. It's good to have someone else around when you live out here. Last winter, while I was away, there was a storm so intense that one of the outer barn doors blew off the hinges. Each one of those doors is 18 feet high and 10 feet wide, solid, very heavy. Luckily, the door leaned precariously but didn't smash one of the glass-paneled garage doors. I didn't even see it until the morning after I got home and went out on the deck for sunrise. Do you see how this works? You only move forward if you accept what is and go from there. Acceptance is already progress. Acceptance is who you really are, soul energy, part of great nature, present. Present means practicing, not falling for the trick that one day you'll have it all figured out and then you'll be satisfied. Be here now. What would I do if I were choosing to know myself as loved, intelligent, and empowered? I've been on this ranch for over 3 years, but it feels like I haven't really lived here yet. Always unsure if it was going to work out, in and out the door for work in other places, and juggling a challenging long-distance relationship right when I could have been laying down roots in my new hometown.
I remember the first time that I walked up here, it was right after I closed on the house. I drove out just to look at the house from the road with a friend, and we decided to check out what was up the trailhead. And then we found this majesty after walking through, early spring wildflowers. And I was so full of excitement because at that time it just felt like this project was inevitably successful. And now I feel that same excitement because I have clarity. Back then I had clarity, now I have clarity. I've been through hell, and clarity breeds excitement, and I know it's coming. My fiance's coming here. I've got other projects to work on, and I'm just ready.
We are in charge of ourselves. Acceptance. Now I'm locked in, my friend and I call it. The house even has a new locked-in station, more commonly known as an office. There's a desk at the corner of the great room that was the temporary yoga class space. Writing there feels different than sitting at the kitchen table or on the floor in front of the sofa. You only get locked in if you accept what is, know where you are, and use time well. Acceptance, step one for progress. Notice when you are creating a story about the inevitability of failure in the future because you're dissatisfied with the recent past. Know yourself as loved, intelligent, and empowered, and slow time down. When I look up from writing, silver dollar aspen trees flutter and catch the light reaching over the deck. Last week, I chopped a couple dry branches near the base of the tree to bring water upwards. In the opposite corner from the locked-in desk, I've set up a yoga chair, and I've made a micro devotion to my back to use it at least once a day. The garage gym is a dream. I've built myself a new set of thicker, stronger legs. I might even use them to walk down to the storage area and organize all the clean sheets we bought for retreats by bed size. That will take a coffee and a few micro devotions. I have a new espresso maker that requires grinding beans fresh for each shot, then weighing the shot as it pours into a small glass perched atop a thin scale. When the scale hits 18 grams, stop the pour for a single shot. I stick to single shots. I've not gone in for an afternoon coffee yet. I agreed to see one of my New York corporate groups at 5:30 a.m. online twice per week, so no afternoon coffee. I still have ample room in the house for my one-to-one and semi-private immersions. I had one last month, it was great, and another with a woman flying in from Hawaii. I've got massages booked for her, a menu plan. She knows to bring warm clothes. We'll hike every morning. October mornings are brisk. Winter's coming, and it will come quickly. Acceptance is the foundation of progress. It's strength and solace through presence. Acceptance is divinity. You are one with the divine spark within you, part of great nature, an integration of patterns you can create and lean upon. I've been home for 3 days from a teaching residency in New York, up at 5, hiking, seeing clients online, and writing in the locked-in station. The first night, I took a sauna, and last night, I took a bath. The first one since moving into the suite where my fiance and I will live. I laid in bed for a while with a book open on my chest, Amortal's collection of short stories. I hadn't even started reading, I just badly wanted to get up and drag the incredibly long and heavy custom modular credenza from where 3 friends and I placed it under the windows in my new bedroom all the way over to the locked-in space and bring the modern wicker chaise into the bedroom just to see how it would all look. There's a time where a string of thoughts about something that needs to be done could derail an entire night of sleep and become an energetic pendulum of all the things I haven't done and need to do. Last night I was able to sleep. This morning I was up at 5, hiked, I'm ready for clients by 8. Life is good. Life is not a test, but many, many small steps for which there is no scorecard other than our own feeling function.
I'm gonna go sit in some freezing water, which I haven't done for a while, so there's a small amount of trepidation that I'm experiencing energetically. And I love this spot because it's a long enough drive from the house that you really feel like you're doing something to feel special, but it's accessible like so much great nature is around here. Just another special but also regular night here in Montana.
I had a client come to the house today, a kind, strong woman who works with horses. She left with a simple mantra: this is not a problem, to use when she noticed herself creating excess potential, building a Jenga-like stack of worries about things she does not need to solve. She's a great problem solver, the kind of friend you want around in a crisis. Today she realized that she is not a problem to be solved. She is a being of love, intelligence, and power. We make realizations, and the work continues. You can jump off a negative pendulum, but you don't just jump off and stop. Use the momentum. Your realization will likely be tested within 24 hours. Welcome the opportunity to practice. We are beings of love, intelligence, and power. Accept that and know divinity as quiet, open, endless awareness that is already there, accepting everything as it is. What would I do if I were choosing to know myself as loved, intelligent, and empowered? My fiance is moving to Montana. I'm building a soul alignment group program so more people can feel the impact of the one-to-one work. I'm not selling my ranch. Your body is more than a machine made of muscles and bone. Your body is a home for soul energy. Don't sell out. Know yourself as loved, intelligent, and empowered.
I remember the day that the sign went in the ground. For some reason, even though I put the house up for sale, I never thought the sign would be out. It felt so public, and so much of this whole process became public without it ever supposed to have become public. And taking it down right now was not like some big melancholy moment. It was just like kind of fun and a little silly. And as I was walking down the driveway with the sign, the first thing I thought to myself was, now this is a home for me to live in with my fiance who's moving here in November. And I'm looking forward to that.